He left his cigarettes behind. He left his medication behind. The man who survived World War II walked out of a cottage on Easter Sunday and left everything behind, like he knew he wasn't coming back. And the strangest part? Nobody found a single trace. Not a shoe. Not a drop of blood. Not one thread of clothing. 500 people searched for 11 days straight. Soldiers. Trackers. Psychics flown in from across the world. And the jungle gave back nothing. So what really happened to Jim Thompson, the spy who became a fashion king and then simply ceased to exist? Welcome to the Story Vault. If you're new here, this channel is your home for the kind of true stories that history tried to bury. If this is the kind of content you live for, hit subscribe. It genuinely means the world and helps more people find these stories. Now let's get into it. It's 1945. World War II is ending, and most soldiers are racing home. Jim Thompson is going the other direction. Born into a wealthy Delaware family, Princeton educated, trained as an architect, Thompson had every reason to live a quiet, comfortable life. Instead, he enlisted, climbed the ranks of the OSS, the secretive precursor to the CIA, and spent the war fighting behind enemy lines in France and the Balkans. He won 5 Bronze Stars. He didn't just survive the war. He thrived in it. When the fighting stopped, the army sent him to Bangkok. And that's where something shifted in Thompson. He looked at Thailand, the heat, the temples, the chaos, the color, and thought, I'm not leaving. He didn't. By the 1950s, Jim Thompson had done something no outsider had ever done. He had taken a dying Thai cottage industry, hand-woven silk, and turned it into a global luxury brand. He worked directly with local weavers. He introduced bold new prints. He put Thai silk on Hollywood sets, on European fashion runways, on the backs of royalty. His Bangkok home became legendary. 6 antique Thai teak houses joined together, filled floor to ceiling with priceless Asian art, and every single night, Thompson threw dinner parties for movie stars, politicians, and world leaders. By 1967, his company was pulling in $1.5 million a year. He was, by every measure, untouchable. But here's the thing about men who feel untouchable: the moment they let their guard down is the moment everything falls apart. March 1967. Thompson decides he needs a rest. He travels to Malaysia's Cameron Highlands, a lush, cool hill station sitting 5,000 feet above sea level, draped in jungle and tea plantations. Colonial-era cottages. Misty mornings. The kind of place where nothing ever happens. He's staying at the Moonlight Cottage with a group of Singaporean friends. The plan is simple. Rest. Fresh air. A few quiet days away from Bangkok's noise. Easter Sunday, March 26th. The group has church in the morning, then a long, lazy picnic lunch. Afterward, everyone goes inside to nap through the afternoon heat. Thompson tells them he's going for a short walk. He steps outside. That is the last confirmed moment anyone ever sees Jim Thompson alive. When his friends wake up, he's not back. They wait. Then they start calling for him. Then they start searching. He's gone. And here's what stops everyone cold: back in the cottage, sitting exactly where he left them, are his cigarettes. His medication for gallstone pain. His personal belongings. A man who smoked constantly. A man who needed that medication. A man who was only going for a short walk. He left everything behind. Within hours, word reaches Bangkok. Within days, it becomes an international crisis. Over 500 people flood the Cameron Highlands. Malaysian police. The Malaysian army. British soldiers on leave from nearby bases. Gurkha trackers. 30 indigenous Orang Asli guides who knew that jungle better than anyone alive. Boy Scouts. Hospital patients who volunteered. Over 100 local mystics lighting fireworks on jungle trails to drive away evil spirits. And Peter Hurkos, the same psychic who had worked the Boston Strangler case, flown in specifically for this search. 11 days. Hundreds of people. Every trail, every ravine, every inch of surrounding jungle. Nothing. Not a footprint. Not a scrap of fabric. Not a single sign that Jim Thompson had ever taken that walk. The jungle had swallowed him whole. Now, here's where it gets complicated. Because when a man like Jim Thompson disappears, a man with his history, his connections, his secrets, the world doesn't just grieve. The world starts asking questions. And the theories that emerged were not small ones. The first theory, an accident. He wandered off the trail, got disoriented in the dense jungle, and died of exposure or a fall. Clean. Simple. Tragic. Except, no body was ever found. No vultures circling. No scent trail for the dogs to follow. Search and rescue analysts who reviewed the case decades later concluded the original search may have only covered between 2 and 40% of the area that actually needed to be searched. Thompson's body, they believe, may still be out there. The second theory, a tiger or leopard attack. The jungle had predators. It was possible. Except, predator attacks leave evidence. Blood. Drag marks. Remains. The jungle left nothing. The third theory, he faked his own death. Thompson had grown bored of his empire, maybe tired of something darker, his past, his secrets. Months after his disappearance, a man matching his description was reportedly spotted in Tahiti. There were whispers of black cars with Thai license plates seen leaving the highlands the same day. Except, no credible proof was ever produced. No confirmed sighting. No trail. And then there's the fourth theory. The one that, 50 years later, a documentary filmmaker and a collection of intelligence sources believe is the truth. Stay with this. In 2013, a researcher named Zuicha Hiranpruk received information from a Singaporean contact with family ties to the Communist Party of Malaya, a guerrilla organization that had been waging an armed insurgency in the Malaysian jungle for decades. The information was this: Thompson hadn't gone for a casual walk that Easter Sunday. He had gone to make contact. He had been trying to arrange a secret meeting with Chin Peng, the Communist Party of Malaya's Secretary-General and, at the time, Malaysia's most wanted man. Why? Because Thompson, the old spy who claimed he'd left the game behind, was apparently still playing it. The working theory is that he was trying to use back-channel diplomacy to bring pressure on North Vietnam through China and end the Vietnam War. But the communist cell he encountered in that jungle didn't know that. All they saw was an American intelligence officer walking into their territory, asking to speak to their most wanted leader. They made a decision. They made sure no evidence was ever found. Jim Thompson, the Silk King, the spy who became a fashion mogul, was likely executed in that jungle on Easter Sunday 1967. And the men who did it made sure the jungle kept the secret. But the story doesn't end there. Because 6 months after Thompson vanished, his older sister Eleanor was found murdered in her home in Delaware. Bludgeoned. No suspect ever charged. No motive ever proven. 2 unsolved mysteries. 1 family. 6 months apart. Were they connected? Investigators who reviewed both cases decades later concluded the 2 deaths were probably unrelated. Probably. But here's what nobody can explain: why, in the same year, the most famous American in Southeast Asia disappeared without a trace, and his sister was murdered in her own home, and nobody was ever held accountable for either. Today, Jim Thompson's brand still operates luxury stores across Bangkok, Singapore, and beyond. His Bangkok home, those 6 antique teak houses filled with art, is one of Thailand's most visited museums. Millions of tourists walk through it every year. They admire the silk. They read the plaques. And somewhere in the back of their minds, they wonder the same thing everyone wonders. Where did he go? A man that accomplished. That powerful. That connected. And the jungle took him like he was nobody. He left his cigarettes behind. He left his medication. He walked out that door and the world has been trying to find him ever since. If this story gripped you the way it gripped me putting it together, drop a comment below. Tell me what theory you believe. Was it the communists? Did he fake his own death? Is he still out there somewhere? The comments on this one are going to be something else. And if you're not subscribed to the Story Vault yet, now's the time. Every week there's a story like this one, buried, forgotten, and absolutely worth knowing. Hit subscribe and you won't miss a single one. The Story Vault. See you next time.